Well, good morning. Sorry it's been quite a while since I've been on. Between company, out-of-state company, and baseball games, softball games, I really haven't had any time for myself, really. But I went to the farmer's market and I got some rhubarb, and this is about the end of the rhubarb. It's really getting not as big and nice as it used to be. But today I'm going to make a real simple, it's called rhubarb squares. Excuse me. It only takes 3 ingredients. But the first thing I want to tell you is it calls for self-rising flour, and I never buy self-rising flour. So I have a recipe that I've made the self-rising flour myself, and it turns out excellent. So I'm going to give you that recipe first thing. So for every 1 cup of regular flour, you put 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder in it and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Make sure you mix it well. Well, this recipe that I'm using calls for 1 1/4 cup of self-rising flour. I can't break this down. So when I make my self-rising flour, I double the recipe. So I use 2 flour and 3 baking powder and 1/2 of the salt. So I end up making almost enough to make 2 of what I'm making now. So I'll give you that recipe again for the regular, and then if you want to double it or whatever, fine. If you can figure everything out, then you're lucky, because I can't. So to make self-rising flour, you're going to put 1 cup of flour, 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and just mix her up, and you have your self-rising flour. Okay. Now this recipe that I'm doing, the rhubarb squares, calls for 1 1/4 cup. So I'm just going to measure out 1 1/4 cup. There's my 1/4 cup. And there's my cup. And as you can see, I still have quite a bit left. I have 1 1/4 cup. So I can remake another one of these. Now this is the 4th one I've made since last week, because my company really liked it, and every time we had it on the table, she'd walk by and take a piece. A girl that doesn't eat sweets. But anyway, so I put in my bowl 1 1/4 cup of self-rising flour. If you have self-rising flour, you don't have to do what I just told you, but I don't buy self-rising. So I have 1 1/4 cup of self-rising flour. And then I have a 14-ounce can of condensed milk. It does not matter what your brand is. I buy whatever is on sale. We just mix them together. I wanted to try this. I seen this recipe. I wanted to try it thinking, this is not going to be good. Only 3 ingredients in it. And one of the ingredients is rhubarb. But after making it, everybody loves it. And it's a very simple. So all I'm going to do is mix the self-rising flour and the Eagle brand milk. Mix it up. I have taken a 9x9 pan, and I have lined it with parchment paper. And I'm going to make sure when I put this in it gets in the corners and everything of the parchment paper. This will get a little thick. You just make sure you mix it all up. And there you go, we have it all mixed. Next, it calls for 2 cups of rhubarb. So 2 cups in here. This, I happen to have 3 cups here. So I'm only going to put 2 and save 1 for some bread. Let's see. Well, I did it out really well, so it's only about 2 cups. There we go. And I can save this other cup to make some bread here. So then all I'm going to do is stir that in. I know you're all saying, "Ugh, how is this going to turn out?" It actually turns out delicious, especially if you love rhubarb. You can put more rhubarb in it if you want. And that's it. Now I'm going to put it in my pan. I've set the oven at 350. And I say it's really, really thick, so when you get it in here, you're going to have to spread it out. Okay. No school, as everybody knows, it's summer vacation, so I have 4 grandkids out front. Their grandpa's watching them for now. I told them they couldn't come in unless somebody was bleeding. They had to stay out for a while, so nobody's coming in, so everything must be okay. So all I'm doing is trying to fill the corners in a little bit. And then when this is all done, it will puff up, be like a little over double the size that I put in here. And then when it's, I take it out and it's cool a little bit, I just pick up the paper and just let it out, put it out, and that's all there is to it. If you try it, you can get some rhubarb. And if you can try it, please let me know how you like it, because it really is nice. Be nice to make in the winter. I froze a lot of the rhubarb that I had bought throughout the weeks. Whatever I used, whatever was left, I froze it. So I have enough for probably 8 pies, some bread, and some more of this, because this is really delicious. So anyway, that was, I put the oven on at 350. I hear it just dinged, and it's going to bake for about 25 minutes. Just put toothpick in, just like you would a cake, see if it's done. So I'll give you this recipe again. It's really, really easy. I had 14-ounce can of condensed milk. And it doesn't matter what your brand is. I'm not even going to show you the brand. It doesn't matter. I've used whatever is on sale. I've used the cheaper ones, whatever. 1 1/4 cup of self-rising flour, which I showed you how to make the flour. And if you make a two batch or 2 cup one, then you've got enough to make another batch of this stuff or anything else that you use self-rising flour for, because you can use that in anything, cookies if they call for it or whatever. 2 cups of diced rhubarb. And when you're mix that all together, put it in your pan. I say I lined mine with parchment paper so it's easier to take out. And then you let it completely cool before you take the paper off. Confectioner's sugar on the top, and that's it. So it's 350 in the oven for about 25 minutes. Check your oven. I always put it in for about 5 minutes less than what it calls for. And then I check it. And if it's not, I'll put it in like 2-minute secrets and stuff. So it makes it so it'll be done. So it'll be probably double the size of what you see here puffing up. So that's mine for today. I'm hoping things are settling down. Games are over. My company from Georgia has gone. once we get past the 4th of July, between graduation parties and the wedding on the 4th, hopefully I'll get back to the routine again, because the farmers market wants me to do some stuff up to the farmers market using their supplies. But I do use their stuff when I bake anyway. Every Thursday I go to the Forsyth Farmers Market from 9 to 1, and I try to buy whatever I'm going to use that week making stuff and things. So if you get on a Thursday, go for a nice ride. Farmers Market's right in the middle of the village, and you can't miss it. There's signs there. They've got somebody that has baked a lot of baked goods. They have a church group there that give coffee and muffins. You got Roberta Fred with produce. You got Finance with produce. You got the Goyers with maple syrup. You've got Image Forceful with birdhouses. You have a lady that has like soaps and stuff, and I'm not familiar with her, so I really don't know what she has. But it sort of increases a little bit every week, so stop on up, help them out. You'll enjoy it. There's a lot of nice people there, and talk to them. They'll give you some ideas if you don't know what something is, because there's stuff that come out that I don't know what it is. You know, like, what is this lettuce compared to this lettuce, or what is whatever and stuff. So thank you again for watching. I'm going to pop this in the oven, go out and play some cornhole with the grandkids until this gets done. We have a championship going with Joe made a cornhole game. So we have a little championship going with the grandkids, and they always seem to beat us, but oh well, that's how it goes, right? So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you make it. If you do, please let me know. Have a nice weekend. Be safe for the 4th. Safe the whole weekend. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.